Colette, thank you again for doing this
Happy
with me.
to do it.
What got you on the journey for being here in the first place?
So it was a long journey. It started off, I had a dental procedure done, and they did this procedure in 2 phases, and each phase was like an hour and a half where I had to hold my mouth open, and I got numbing injections in the back of my mouth. And it just didn't feel right when I was getting the injections. I knew something was funny. But after the first half of the procedure, the first round, I guess, I noticed like the next day it kind of hurt to open my mouth. It was just real tight. But then when I went back a few days later, had the second one, a couple days after the second procedure, it started getting where I could hardly open my mouth. So I called the dentist. They had me come in and they put some kind of mold on my teeth and had me wear this plastic mold thing at night because they said, well, this must be because you're grinding your teeth. And I've never ground my teeth. So I knew that wasn't it, but I thought if that's what they want me to do, that's what I'm going to do. So
I'll bite on the thing if you need me to.
Right. So I did that for about 2 or 3 days, and it was instead of getting any better at all, it was getting worse. It got to the point where I couldn't open my mouth to eat a grape. I couldn't, brushing my teeth in the morning, like I would cry a little bit because I just couldn't open my mouth wide enough or for long enough to brush my teeth. It was bad. So I went back to, called the dentist again and said, this isn't working, it's getting worse, something's wrong. And they said, well, you don't have an infection or anything, so we've done all we can, there's nothing more we can do. And just kind of pushed me out the door. So
Well, hold on a second. How did that make you feel at that point in time where, like, what are we going to do? There's nothing to be done.
Well, I felt frustrated, angry. I felt like they weren't listening to me. I knew something wasn't right and nobody was listening.
You know yourself.
Right.
You got to get me more. There's got to be something else.
Right. I went on the internet. I talked to friends. I talked to my other doctors. And everybody started referring me to different places. So I started, seeing these other people. And again, frustrating because I can't open my mouth. And I would call people and they couldn't see me for 2 weeks, or I wouldn't be able to get in for 3 weeks or whatever. So I did, get in to see a few people, and they just said, no, there's nothing we can do to help. And finally somebody referred me to you. And I was at their office, and I left their office, and I'll just never forget this because this was amazing. I left their office at 4 o'clock, and I called and, talked to you guys here and told you what was going on. And she said, well, can you be here at 5 o'clock? And I'm like, today? Like 5 o'clock today?
Yeah, like not in 3 weeks, not in a month.
Today.
Like, I'll see you in an hour.
So I said, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So I came in and talked to you and told you what was going on. And you said it's not, it's not common, but it's not unusual, and we can develop a plan and work out a program to make this work. So you had me come back the next day, and you explained the program to me, explained what we needed to do, what the process would be, and we started on that journey. And now I think it's been 5 or 6 weeks, but I was seeing progress. After like about 3 weeks, I could actually eat.
It was nice and soon.
I went to the baseball game and ate a hot dog, which I told you was just amazing to me.
That was the biggest goal.
That was my goal,
it.
was to eat a baseball hot dog again in my life. So no, and like within 3 weeks, I was seeing a lot of progress, and now, I'm probably 99% after 5 or 6 weeks. We still have a bit of a process, a program that we're going through, a journey. But I just couldn't be happier with the results. And again, I think the difference, for me, and I saw a lot of different doctors, a lot of different people over that time period, was first of all that you could actually see me in a reasonable period of time. And an hour is amazing. I don't know that you can do that all the time, but
like, okay, so in a realistic time frame, because this is a big point, because this is important to you, of number one, somebody listening to me,
right,
somebody actually taking the time to be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
if you had to wait, just play devil, how much time would you have waited knowing the results you got now? Like, would you have waited a week, 2 weeks? Would you have waited a day?
I probably, if I had to wait a week, I probably would have made the appointment for the week, but I would have continued trying to get somewhere else during that 5 day
What do I got?
period.
What pill do I got to
Yeah,
pop?
because at that point, I didn't
You'd
know
already-
the progress that we would be able to make.
100%. Yeah.
And I needed to start doing something. I needed.
We needed some action, so because you already spent so much other avenues that didn't pan out like you wanted it to.
Right.
What would you want to share with others who could be in similar boots about how we work with the jaw, how we work with TMJ? What would you want to share about your experience?
Just that I'm amazed how quickly the change started happening. I was so frustrated. It was actually kind of, it was getting depressing not to be able to eat, not to be able to do the things, brush your teeth. So I would just say, if somebody can find you to talk to you and see what kind of plan you can develop for them, because like I said, it's been amazing, the transformation or the progress that we've made in such a short period of time.
I remember the first time we got to talking, you said, all I can eat is cracker thin St. Louis pizza.
Thin crust cheese pizza. That's all I could eat.
That's all I can eat. And now what I love seeing about you the most is your voice. Because when you're only that's not. But now there's so much enunciation, there's so much character, and that's the piece that I like seeing from you. I literally hear and see your voice. It's beautiful.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
Good. Thank you for sharing with me.
Absolutely.
You're gonna make me cry, so we're gonna cry with you.